Life is a journey filled with challenges, ups and downs. But amidst all these, there is one truth that remains constant. You have the power to shape your own destiny. Yet so many people fall into the trap of complaining about their circumstances, blaming others for their misfortunes, and feeling powerless to change their lives. But here's the reality. The life you want is on the other side of action. You hold the reins. Today we'll dive into how you can take control of your life by stopping the habit of complaining and starting to act decisively. This shift in mindset will unlock the path to the life you truly desire. Stay with me, and by the end of this video, you'll be equipped with the tools you need to transform your life starting right now. 1. The trap of complaining. Complaining is one of the easiest things we do. It's the default response when life doesn't go the way we want. We complain about the weather, the traffic, our jobs, relationships, or even about things beyond our control. But what we often fail to recognize is that every time we complain, we surrender a bit of our personal power. The harmful cycle of complaining. Complaining might offer temporary relief, but it creates a harmful loop. When you complain, you're reinforcing a negative mindset. You're telling your brain that you're helpless, that the world is unfair, and that change is beyond you. Every complaint is a statement that says, I'm not in control. And guess what? When you keep telling yourself that, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The mental impact. Studies have shown that frequent complaining not only drains your energy, but also affects your mental health. It increases stress levels, damages relationships, and keeps you stuck in a perpetual state of dissatisfaction. It doesn't stop there. The more you complain, the more your brain rewires itself to focus on the negative aspects of life. This is what neuroscientists call the negativity bias, where your mind becomes tuned to see everything that's wrong while overlooking the positives. So how do we break free from this cycle? By making a conscious decision to stop complaining and start acting. 2. The power of ownership. One of the most empowering actions you can take is to own your life. That means taking responsibility for where you are right now, the good, the bad, and the in-between. This is not about blaming yourself for past mistakes. It's about recognizing that you, and only you, have the power to create a new path. Victim versus victor mindset. Complaining is rooted in the victim mindset, where you see yourself as a passive participant in life. You believe that things happen to you rather than through you. But what if you switch that perspective? Instead of seeing yourself as a victim of circumstances, you can adopt a victor mindset. The mindset that says, I am in control of my reactions, my choices, and ultimately my life. Accountability, the key to change. Accountability is the cornerstone of personal transformation. When you stop blaming external factors and start looking inward, you reclaim control. Think about it. As long as you're blaming someone else, you're giving them power over your life. The moment you take responsibility, you regain that power. You start thinking, what can I do to change this situation? This shift is critical because once you own your life, you begin to realize that you are not at the mercy of your circumstances. You have the ability to make choices that align with your goals and desires. 3. The myth of motivation. One of the most common reasons people give for not taking action is the lack of motivation. I just don't feel motivated, they say. But here's the truth. Motivation is a myth. It's fleeting, unreliable, and often doesn't show up when you need it the most. Action precedes motivation. If you wait for motivation to strike before taking action, you'll be waiting forever. The reality is that action creates motivation, not the other way around. When you start moving, when you begin doing something, even the smallest task, you create momentum, and that momentum fuels motivation. Think about the last time you didn't feel like going to the gym, but once you started your workout, you felt energized and glad you did it. That's how action works. The habit of action. The most successful people don't wait for motivation. They've trained themselves to act, regardless of how they feel. They understand that action is the key to progress. The more you act, the more you'll find yourself motivated to continue. It's a powerful cycle that leads to greater productivity and ultimately success. 4. Shifting from complaints to solutions. So how do you stop the habit of complaining? It starts with awareness and a mindset shift. Every time you catch yourself complaining, pause and ask, what can I do to improve this situation? This simple question is transformative because it moves you from a place of helplessness to a place of empowerment, from problem to solution. When you focus on problems, you magnify them. But when you shift your focus to solutions, you start to see possibilities where there were none. Take a moment to reflect on areas in your life where you've been complaining. Now ask yourself, what steps can I take to change this? It could be as simple as adjusting your attitude, learning a new skill, or making a difficult but necessary decision. The power of questions. Successful people ask better questions. Instead of complaining, they ask, how can I grow from this? What's the lesson here? What can I do differently next time? These questions guide them toward action rather than paralysis. 5. Building resilience through action. Life isn't easy and challenges are inevitable. But what separates those who thrive from those who don't is resilience. And resilience is built through action. The more you act in the face of adversity, the stronger you become. Complaining, on the other hand, weakens your resolve. Embrace discomfort. Growth happens outside of your comfort zone. When you stop complaining and start acting, you'll inevitably face discomfort. You'll encounter fear, uncertainty, and doubt. But these are not signs to stop. They are signs that you're growing. Embrace the discomfort. It's a signal that you're moving in the right direction. Action strengthens confidence. Every time you take action, no matter how small, you build confidence. Confidence is not something you're born with. It's something you cultivate. The more you act, the more you prove to yourself that you are capable of handling whatever life throws your way. 6. Developing a bias for action. One of the key traits of successful people is that they have a bias for action. They don't overthink, they don't procrastinate, they act. And this bias for action can be developed in anyone willing to put in the work. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. There will never be a perfect moment to act. If you're waiting for all the conditions to be just right, you'll be waiting forever. The truth is, most of the time, action comes before clarity. You don't need to have all the answers before you start. You just need to start. Small steps lead to big results. It's easy to get overwhelmed when thinking about your big goals. But remember, every big achievement is the result of many small actions. Break your goals down into smaller, manageable tasks. Focus on taking one step at a time, and before you know it, you'll have made significant progress. 7. Creating an action plan. Now that we've established the importance of action, it's time to get practical. Let's talk about how to create an action plan that will keep you on track. Define your goals. The first step to taking control of your life is to define what you want. What are your goals? Be specific. Write them down. When you're clear about what you want, it becomes easier to take action toward those goals. Break it down. Once you have your goals, break them down into actionable steps. What can you do today, this week, or this month to move closer to your goal? The smaller the steps, the more achievable they become. Set deadlines. Goals without deadlines are just dreams. Set clear, realistic deadlines for each step of your action plan. Deadlines create a sense of urgency and help keep you accountable. Track your progress. Now, regularly review your progress. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small, and adjust your plan as needed. This keeps you motivated and ensures that you're always moving forward. 8. Surround yourself with action-oriented people. You've probably heard the saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This is particularly true when it comes to taking action. If you surround yourself with people who complain and make excuses, you'll adopt the same behavior. But if you surround yourself with action takers, their mindset will rub off on you. Seek out mentors and role models. Find people who inspire you, who have achieved what you aspire to. Learn from their habits and mindsets. If possible, build relationships with them. Their influence can be a powerful motivator. Create an accountability system. Having someone hold you accountable can be a game changer. Whether it's a friend, family member, or coach, find someone who will check in on your progress and keep you honest about your goals. 9. The cost of inaction. While we've talked a lot about the benefits of taking action, let's also consider the cost of inaction. What happens if you continue to complain and do nothing to change your circumstances? Missed opportunities. Every day you delay taking action, you're missing out on opportunities. Opportunities to grow, learn, and improve your life. Inaction keeps you stuck in the same place while the world moves forward. Regret. One of the biggest regrets people have at the end of their lives is not taking action when they had the chance. Don't let that be you. Don't wake up one day and realize that you've wasted years complaining when you could have been making progress. A life of mediocrity. Inaction leads to mediocrity. If you want to live an extraordinary life, you have to be willing to take extraordinary action. Complaining and doing nothing will only keep you in a state of mediocrity. But when you start acting, you unlock your full potential. 10. The call to action. Now that you've learned the power of taking control of your life, it's time to act. You've heard the information, you know the benefits, but none of it matters unless you do something with it. Start today. Don't wait until tomorrow, next week, or next month. Start today. Take one small action toward your goals right now. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be something. Progress is made through consistent action. Make a commitment. Make a commitment to yourself right now that you will stop complaining and start acting. Write it down, say it out loud, and remind yourself of this commitment every day. Create your action plan. Take some time today to create an action plan based on the steps we've discussed. Define your goals, break them down, set deadlines, and track your progress. Surround yourself with support. Find people who will support you in your journey. Whether it's a friend, mentor, or community, surround yourself with action-oriented individuals who will inspire and motivate you. Remember, the only thing standing between you and the life you want is action. Stop complaining, stop waiting for the perfect moment, and start acting. Your future self will thank you. If this message resonated with you, don't just let it inspire you for a moment. Let it transform you. Hit that subscribe button, share this video with someone who needs to hear this, and let's build a community of action takers. Together, we can create the lives we've always dreamed of. Take control of your life. Stop complaining, start acting.